One of the great puzzle games for the Commodore 64 has always been Split Personalities, although Splitting Image, the puppet animated satire series, was heavily influential for this game. Domark had no official license for using the Splitting Image characters in the game's cover art, and they were also forced by the copyright holder, Central Television, to rename the game from Splitting Images, considered too close to the TV show's title while having no license, to something else. Split Personalities, as it turned out. The game itself didn't even use the show's caricatures, so the actual game content remained fully intact after the repackaging. Domark was so keen on getting a Splitting Image game under their belt, however, so they eventually got the license for the brand and published an official Splitting Image game, also covered on the channel. At its core, Split Personalities is a slider puzzle. Well, it's not precisely a traditional slider puzzle, like those 15-piece puzzles inside a square board that can hold 16, because this one's puzzles have 20 pieces, each within a board that could hold 25, if there was not a feeder block in the top left corner. But that still leaves 4 empty spaces at the end of each solved puzzle. There are 10 puzzles in the game, with plenty of familiar faces, at least to those of us who lived in the 1980s, such as Ronald Reagan, Margaret Thatcher, Neil Kinnock, Sir Clive Sinclair, Alan Sugar, Humphrey Bogart, Prince, now King Charles, Princess Diana, Prince Andrew and Sir Ferguson, Mick Jagger, and finally Marilyn Monroe. That alone would make the game slightly more interesting than just sliding numbered plates all around the board, and I suppose that was one of the main things that added to the appeal. The meat of the game is in its virtually boosted difficulty, which comes in the form of a strict time limit. The puzzles getting launched into the board in a randomised order. Explosives, pieces that don't fit, pieces that help get rid of other pieces that don't fit, opening doorways, and electrically charged walls that bounce puzzle pieces around if you're not careful. Not only do you need highly alert cognitive skills, but also insanely good reflexes, so you won't get surprised to death by a bomb. Also, the number of electrified wall bits increases as you make progress in the game, which is a very effective way of making the solving of each puzzle different and interesting, but also more hazardous and difficult. Because the pictures in the puzzles are very well drawn, and the frantic pace of the game with all its traps and time limits keeps you going as fast as you can, Split Personalities is a game that is able to still offer good, challenging fun. For puzzle game fans, this should be a high priority title to get acquainted with. The real pain in the game is the increased amount of cracks in the walls, which cause a puzzle piece to get electrified and pushed back to the direction it came from, until it reaches something on its path to stop it or fly out an open gateway. As an example of the pain you're going to endure, once you get far enough in the game, all the wall bits at the bottom are cracked, so you need to focus on moving the pieces against the randomly opening gateway before sliding them to the sides, so it becomes increasingly important to plan the order of putting the pieces in the right places early on in each puzzle. Further annoyances come from puzzle pieces starting to ricochet off each other in later levels, and the preview helper screen starting to show only white noise at some point. But all of this makes Split Personalities the addicting piece of work that it is. Rather expectedly, David Whittaker has once again provided a nice, long theme tune. For a puzzle game, Split Personalities is certainly in a league of its own. It offers enough of a challenge during its 10 levels to appease even the most brainiac of puzzle fanatics, but gives a difficulty curve fair enough to make newcomers easily invested. What did you think of this game? Hit the like button and let me know in the comment section. Also, if you're enjoying the Commodore nostalgia, then don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Thanks for watching this video, and I really appreciate the support. Hopefully, I'll see you in the next video. Until then, bye for now.